Hey guys, it's Beth. So I just wanted to take Monday and try to start doing a little bit more some recordings and helpful stuff for you guys. And so we're going to start doing a little bit of a movement Monday. And so I thought I'd start today. Kind of one thing that kind of inspired me to go ahead and get this going. I was just going to take some pictures, and I thought, well, why don't I do a video? Is so a little known thing about me is I actually have been suffering from IBS for probably since I was about 16. So we're going on 20 years now. Not quite. Got a few more years before I hit that mark. But over, I would say probably, especially the past 5 years and things after having kids, I've had some flare-ups, and I know that there's two things that for me that this affects. Number one, it's my stress level usually tends to kind of set things off, and then also what I eat. But I have found that there are two things now that when I start getting these cramps, I used to get them so bad that I would, I literally am missing days of work and things like that because I can't move. But now if I just really pay attention to what I'm eating for the day, and then also engage in some movement exercise, some restorative exercise that really helps digestion, that this really helps me as well and helps to relieve things. So I wanted to share a couple of things that I do, two of them today, one that you can do just with no props and another one using a softball. But what we really want to start doing is kind of relaxing that stomach, encouraging our digestion to start moving again and moving through, especially if I have IBS. I know there's a lot of people out there that have food sensitivities, and when you're feeling kind of this bloated and gas-like feeling, it's not pretty, but it's also not comfortable. So if we can do things to kind of relax that abdominal wall and encourage movement again, then and get that system just moving, then that's the best thing. As far as my diet today, I'm really kind of backing off when I start having flare-ups. I know that mine today was due to a little bit of stress. We're in the middle of moving, and we've just had a lot of stress going on. And then I may have indulged in a little extra Easter candy yesterday. So I know that is a lot of what's causing my issues today. So for breakfast, I had a really nice just low irritant. They were supposed to be zucchini fritters. They were just a couple zucchinis mixed with 2 eggs, mixed with a little bit of coconut flour, and then some salt and pepper, seasonings, whatever you want. And then I threw in some nutritional yeast as well. And then you just kind of fry those up as like pancakes. Mine did not fry up very well, so I ended up having a zucchini fritter scramble. But it still does it. It's really nice and gentle. That zucchini, and you can use like a sweet potato or something like that, really helps kind of get that fiber in there to get things moving along too. So the first thing I wanted to show you was actually just really simple, called a stomach release. And even if you don't have digestive issues, this is a really good one to do. So for the stomach release, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And what I want you to do is put your hands out, woo, those are big. I'm going to come to our side here. I'm going to back up. So put your hands out so you're about shoulder width apart. And when you put them on the floor, I want those fingers, just a little bit for you guys.
Mommy.
I want those fingers to be pointing straight ahead. And then I want you to rotate your elbows. So here we go, so you can see me a little bit. Then I'll turn to the side. I want you to rotate your elbows so that these elbow pits here are facing forward and not out like this. So arms are straight, arms are facing forward, and those middle fingers are pointing straight ahead. Your thumbs are pointing towards each other. So from here, moving so you can see me, you're gonna come into hands and knees, untuck that pelvis, ramp those ribs up, neutral head, and then I just want you to literally let your stomach go. So you're just gonna inhale, do breathing, and don't forcibly flex that stomach out. Just let it relax on its own. This is a really uncomfortable and vulnerable position for a lot of us women because we don't want to let that stomach stick out. But this is really going to help with your digestion. So just sitting here. Try not to brace at all. Just let that stomach hang towards the floor. Picture it just dripping and melting into the floor, kind of like you do when you hold a stretch and you get a little closer and closer and closer down. Same with your stomach. So you're just gonna hold that like that for, you know, as long as you want to. Let me get my, you guys can't see me, sorry. Getting used to all this. So hold that as long as you want to. And then you can take breaks and come into kind of a child's pose if you want as well. The second thing we're gonna work on is, hold that, bring this back up, is if you have like a ball, this is just a little spree ball. Yoga Tune-Up has a great one, but as you can see, I don't have it, it's kind of deflated a little bit, it's not fully full. But you can get even playground balls over at like Target or Walmart, work great for this too. So this one's probably about, oh, I don't know. It probably is about 10 inches in diameter if it was fully filled, but I have it deflated a little bit. So what we're gonna do is, if you ever had a kid who was colicky and you did the I Love You kind of massage on the stomach to help with the gas, it's kind of similar to that, except we're gonna use this ball. And so you literally are gonna start by putting it kind of down low on your stomach and over to one side.
Mommy, can I tell you?
And just kind of let yourself, and I know it's hard to see, you can kind of see there, let your stomach just kind of relax and melt. So, you know, I like to do this sometimes if I'm on the computer, or I'll just do it on my own. And then from here, kind of roll it up towards your ribs and melt a little there. Just letting that stomach release. It can be a little uncomfortable, especially if you're actively bloated. So use your arms to control how much weight goes down on that ball. And that's why sometimes if it's a little deflated, it's a little more comfortable. So hold there, then you can kind of go across over to the other side. And I like to get like right up under the ribs. I feel a lot of my pain and tension there. As you can see, your kids can join in. This is Darcy. And then rolling back down, right up, kind of that ASA, that hip bone area there. And letting it just relax. And you'll start feeling some stuff, and it's okay to let it go. Okay, this is why we do it at home. So if you are bloated and it's coming up as a burp or it's coming out the other end as gas, that's okay, because that's gonna make you feel better. Then rolling back over to the other side. And just kind of going through this process. When both of my kids were little, we got gas and we did the I Love You massage to get that gas going through your intestines. It's kind of what you're doing here. You're just using the ball to do it. And then we're just kind of letting your body melt and relax and get that instead of moving it all in one direction. So those are the two things I like to do when I'm having, or two other things I like to do when I'm having, you know, an attack kind of like I have today. It's not as bad. It was bad a little earlier. And then also getting up and moving. So one of the things I did is I walked my son to school today. And even though I wasn't feeling 100%, just that option of, or that, you know, action of getting up and moving and walking really helped get things moving a little bit. As I said, I'm going to be in check with my diet. And the reason we do this is anytime you have inflammation, whether it's gut inflammation or knee or hip or whatever is going on, you really want to make sure that the foods that you're eating aren't contributing to that inflammation. So one of the things that I'll be exploring a little bit more with you guys is, you know, these anti-inflammatory foods and what we can do to help, you know, use our nutrition to help us heal and get pain-free. So I'm going to move over a little bit. So be looking for that, or feel free to shoot me any questions about that, either on my Facebook page or PM, or you can shoot an email. I'll put my email address in the comments here. But yeah, these little things that we do throughout the day can really make big changes as far as our inflammation. It doesn't have to be GI and gut stuff. It's everything from, you know, our joint inflammation and how we're moving to, you know, how we're digesting our food, what food we're putting in our body and how our bodies react to that, and just the movement patterns and the activities that we're doing. So I hope that helps a little bit. Thanks for joining me, and have a great Monday. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.